During couples game night, she said, "I rate our relationship 2-10, the money makes it a 6. I said, "Mine's a 0, then showed everyone her dating app still active. When she tried to grab my phone to delete the evidence. Writing this from my buddy's couch. Been crashing here since last Friday night. Almost a week now. Need to get this all down while it's still fresh because honestly, the whole thing still feels surreal. I'm 36, been with Jessica for 3 years, lived together for the last year and a half. No marriage, thank God. My buddy Mike always said never move in without a ring, but I didn't listen. Turns out Mike was right about a lot of things. Let me give you some context because this didn't just come out of nowhere. Well, it kind of did, but there were signs I was ignoring. Jessica and I met through mutual friends. She was fun, spontaneous, always up for trying new things. I liked that about her. I'd just gotten out of a relationship where everything was planned and boring, so Jessica felt like fresh air. Early on, money wasn't really discussed. We'd split dinners, trade off on dates, normal stuff. I make decent money in tech sales, nothing crazy but comfortable. She worked in event planning, made okay money but complained about it constantly. About 6 months in, things shifted. She moved to a new apartment, bigger place, higher rent. Started mentioning how tight money was. I'd pick up dinner more often. No big deal, right? Relationships aren't about keeping score. Then her car broke down. Needed a new transmission. $3,000. She didn't have it. Could I help? I did. She'd pay me back when her tax return came. It never came up again. Her birthday, I got her a weekend trip to this resort she'd been talking about. Cost me about $1,500 for the hotel, nice dinners, the works. She loved it. Posted photos all over social media. Her gift to me 2 months later, for my birthday? A card and a 6-pack of beer I didn't even like. I'm not saying relationships are transactional, but there's got to be some balance, you know? I started noticing the pattern. Anytime money came up, I was covering it. Her phone bill got behind. Could I loan her $200? Her credit card had a big payment due. Could I spot her $400? Always loans. Never gifts. The funny thing about loans, she never paid them back. I brought it up once, carefully. Said I was happy to help, but wanted to make sure we were on the same page about finances. She got defensive. Said she didn't realize I was keeping track of every dollar like some accountant. Made me feel like the bad guy for even mentioning it, so I stopped mentioning it. That was my first mistake. Not setting boundaries early. When we moved in together last year, she suggested her lease was ending, and wouldn't it be nice to live together? Save money? I had a 2-bedroom place I was renting. Sure, I said. She could move in. We'd split rent and utilities down the middle, except that's not what happened. First month, she was short on rent. Work had been slow. Next month, same thing. Third month, she just stopped offering. When I brought it up, she said she was basically paying for groceries and household stuff. Wasn't that the same thing? It wasn't. I checked. I was still buying most of the groceries too, but the apartment was in my name only. I'd signed the lease before she moved in, so if rent didn't get paid, that was on me. She knew that. I was paying probably 80% of our living expenses. She'd throw in for pizza here and there, buy some groceries occasionally, but the major stuff, all me. And here's the thing, I let it happen. I didn't want to be the guy who nitpicks about money. Didn't want to seem cheap or controlling, so I just kept paying. But it started wearing on me. I was working my tail off. She was working normal hours but somehow never had money. Where was it going? I didn't know. Didn't feel like I could ask without starting a fight. Then about 2 months ago, things got weirder. She was on her phone constantly. Nothing new, everyone is. But it was different. Secretive. She'd tilt the screen away when I walked by. Started taking calls in the other room. Her schedule got erratic. Event planning meant evening stuff sometimes, I got that. But she was going out 3-4 nights a week. Coming home at midnight, 1 a.m. Always had explanations. Client meetings, site visits, networking events. I wasn't suspicious of cheating, really. More just felt like we weren't connecting. When she was home, she was distracted. On her phone, barely talking to me. I tried to plan date nights. She was always too tired or had plans with friends. Friends I never met, by the way. She had this whole separate life I wasn't part of. One night about 3 weeks ago, she left her laptop open on the kitchen counter. I wasn't snooping. I walked by, saw the screen was on some dating app. Bumble. She had the website open in her browser. My stomach dropped. I stood there staring at it. Her profile, active, online now. Photos I recognized, including ones from the trip I'd paid for. I didn't say anything. Closed the laptop, walked away. Maybe there was an explanation. Maybe it was old and she forgot to delete it. Maybe I was seeing things. All the maybes you tell yourself when you don't want to face reality. But I started paying attention more. Started noticing more. Like how she'd get texts and smile in this specific way. Not the way she smiled at my texts. Different. How she started dressing up more for these evening work events. Full makeup, nice dresses, heels. For client meetings? Maybe, or maybe not. I checked the laptop again a few days later when she was in the shower. Her dating profile was still active. Messages from guys. Recent messages. From that same day, I took photos of the screen with my phone. Don't know why. Evidence, I guess. Part of me still didn't want to believe it. The photos came out clear enough. Her profile picture, the message previews, timestamps all visible. I thought about confronting her, planned out what I'd say. But every time I tried, she'd do something nice. Make dinner, be affectionate, act like everything was fine, and I'd back down. Looking back, I was being a coward. Scared to rock the boat, scared to be alone again. Scared to admit I'd wasted 3 years on someone who was using me. Then last Friday happened. Game night. Our friends Dave and Nicole host a couples game night once a month. It's usually me, Jessica, Dave, Nicole, Mike, and his girlfriend Carla, and sometimes 1 or 2 other couples. We play board games, drink, order food. It's always a good time. I almost canceled. Didn't feel up to pretending everything was great. But Jessica wanted to go. Said we never did anything fun anymore. The irony. We showed up around 7. Everyone was already there. Dave had set up Pandemic on the table. Nicole was making cocktails. Normal Friday night. Jessica immediately went to get a drink, started chatting with Nicole and Carla. I grabbed a beer, sat down with Dave and Mike. "How's it going, man?" Mike asked. He's known me since college, knows when something's off. "It's good," I lied. He gave me a look. "We'd talk later," that look said. We played Pandemic for a while. Lost pretty badly. Jessica barely participated. She was distracted, barely paying attention. When it was her turn, someone had to tell her twice. Dave noticed. "Jessica, you with us?" "Sorry, work stuff." She put the phone away. 10 minutes later, it was out again. We switched to Cards Against Humanity after Pandemic. More drinks flowing. Everyone getting louder, more relaxed. Jessica seemed annoyed we were playing KH. Said it was juvenile. This from someone who laughed at it every other time we'd played. Around 10, Nicole suggested we play this couples question game she'd found. Like the Newlywed Game, but with random questions. Everyone rates things about their relationship, you compare answers, whoever's closest gets points. Jessica perked up at this, finally interested. Nicole handed out little whiteboards and markers. First few questions were soft. Rate your communication 1 to 10. Rate your trust 1 to 10. Everyone gave decent scores. Some people were more aligned than others. Lots of laughing when answers didn't match. Then Nicole read the next question. Rate your overall relationship satisfaction from 1 to 10, with 10 being perfect. I thought about it, honestly thought about it, and I wrote down a 3. Maybe that was generous given everything, but I was trying to be fair. Jessica wrote her answer. We were supposed to reveal at the same time. "Okay," Nicole said. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Everyone flipped their boards. Mike had put 8, Carla had put 8, they high-fived. Dave had put 7, Nicole had put 9. She smacked his arm playfully. I flipped mine. 3. Jessica flipped hers. 2. The room went quiet. "Whoa," Dave said. Jessica looked at my board, then at me. "A 3? Seriously? You put a 2, I said. "Yeah, but..." She trailed off. Nicole tried to smooth it over. "Hey, it's just a game. Let's move on to the next question." But Mike, bless him, didn't let it go. "Why a 2, Jessica?" She shrugged. "I don't know. We barely spend time together. He's always working. When we do hang out, it's not fun anymore. Everything feels like a chore." I stared at her. "I'm always working? You're out 4 nights a week." "For work," she snapped. "Right? Work." The room was uncomfortable now. Everyone watching this play out. "Let me guess," Jessica said, voice getting louder. "You put a 3 because I don't worship the ground you walk on? Because I'm not grateful enough?" "That's not. You keep score of everything. Every dollar you spend, every favor you do. It's exhausting." My jaw tightened. "I keep score?" Jessica, when's the last time you paid rent? Her face flushed. We talked about this. I buy other stuff. You buy groceries twice a month and I'm covering 80% of everything else. Oh, here we go. She turned to the group like they'd back her up. See what I mean? He's always throwing money in my face. Nicole looked mortified. Dave was staring at his drink. Mike was watching this carefully. I'm not throwing anything in your face, I said, trying to stay calm, but you asked why I rated it a 3. That's part of it. I feel like I'm being used. Used? Her voice went shrill. I work, I contribute. Do you though? Wrong thing to say. I knew it the second it left my mouth. Jessica stood up. You know what? Fine. You want me to rate it honestly? She grabbed the marker, scratched out the 2 on her board, wrote a new number. 0. There, she said. 0. That's what this relationship is worth to me. Absolutely nothing. The room was dead silent. I felt something crack inside me, not heartbreak, something colder. Actually, Jessica said, seeming to realize she had an audience. No wait, I'll be fair. She erased the 0, wrote something else. 2 out of 10 for the relationship itself, she announced. But add 4 points for the money and free rent. That brings it to a 6. There, that's my final answer. She said it like it was funny, like it was a joke. No one laughed. I looked at her, really looked at her, saw clearly for the first time in months what everyone else was probably seeing. Mine's a 0. I said quietly. What? My rating, it's a 0. Actually, it's negative, but 0's the lowest option. I pulled out my phone, opened the Photos app, found the screenshots I'd taken of her laptop. Here's why, I said. Turned the phone to face the room, her Bumble profile, clear as day, active 1 hour ago. Jessica's face went white. That's, she started. I swiped. More screenshots, messages, recent messages, guys asking her out. That's old, she said quickly. I forgot to delete it. I swiped again. Message from 2 days ago. Huh, I said. Old messages from 2 days ago. Weird how that works. You went through my laptop. Her shock was turning to anger. Defense mode. You left it open. I walked by, saw it, took photos because I knew you'd deny it. Jessica lunged for my phone, tried to grab it out of my hand. Delete those. I pulled back. No. Give me your phone right now. She was reaching across the table, knocking over drinks. Mike stood up, got between us. Whoa, hey, calm down, Mike said. He's showing everyone my private messages, Jessica yelled. Your dating app messages, I corrected. While we're living together, while I'm paying your share of rent. Carla's mouth was hanging open. Nicole looked like she wanted to disappear. Dave was just watching like this was a car crash. Jessica turned to Nicole. He's being abusive. He's violating my privacy. You're cheating, I said flatly. Or at least trying to. I haven't done anything. But her voice cracked. The messages say otherwise. Multiple guys, making plans. What was it? Tuesday night, you had that late client meeting? Funny, because there's a message here from someone named Brad saying he had a great time at dinner on Tuesday. Her face confirmed it. It wasn't like that, she said weakly. What was it like? She couldn't answer. I looked around the room. Sorry guys, didn't mean to blow up game night. Don't apologize, Mike said. You didn't do anything wrong. Jessica grabbed her purse. I'm leaving. How? I drove. I'll get an Uber. Perfect. Do that. She stopped at the door. You're a jerk. I'm a jerk? Jessica, you literally just told a room full of people you're only with me for money. Then I showed proof you're on dating apps. But I'm the jerk? She didn't have an answer. Just left. Door slammed behind her. The room was quiet for about 10 seconds. Then Dave said, Well, that happened. Nicole rushed over. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I never should have suggested that stupid game. Not your fault, I said. Sat back down. My hands were shaking. Adrenaline. Mike put a hand on my shoulder. You okay? Yeah, actually yeah, I think I am. Carla poured me a drink. Strong one. That was insane. I knew something was off, I said. Been knowing for weeks. Just didn't want to deal with it. She really said 2 out of 10, plus 4 for the money? Dave asked. Yep. That's ice cold. We sat there for a while, rehashing what happened. Mike told me what he'd been wanting to tell me for months. That Jessica seemed shady. That he never trusted her. That multiple times at group hangouts she'd been weirdly flirty with other guys when I wasn't looking. Carla confirmed it. Said Jessica had been super inappropriate with some guy at Dave's birthday party last month. I'd left early for work the next day. Didn't see it. Nicole felt terrible but admitted Jessica had mentioned to her a few months ago she wasn't sure we were going to work out. Nicole thought she meant doubts, not that she was actively shopping around. Dave offered to let me crash at their place if I needed to. Mike offered his couch. I took Mike up on it. Drove home around midnight. Jessica's stuff was there, but she wasn't. Didn't know where she'd gone. Didn't care. I started packing her things, not meanly, just methodically. Clothes, toiletries, random stuff. Put it all in boxes. She came back around 2 a.m., walked in, saw me packing. "What are you doing? What's it look like? You can't kick me out." "Actually, I can. My name on the lease. You're not a tenant, you're a guest, and you're no longer welcome. This is my home." "No, it's my apartment. You never paid rent. You're not on any paperwork. Legally, you have zero claim here." I'd looked it up while packing, made sure I was right. "Where am I supposed to go?" "Call Brad. See if he'll take you in." Nothing happened with Brad. His message said, "You had a great time at dinner Tuesday." That's something, but I don't care anymore. Not my problem. She started crying. "Please, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Those apps didn't mean anything." "Jessica, you told a room full of people you're only with me for money. In front of our friends. You destroyed whatever was left." "I was drunk. I didn't mean it." "You weren't even drunk. And yeah, you did mean it. That's the first honest thing you've said in months." She sat on the couch, crying harder. "I have nowhere to go. It's 2 a.m. There's hotels. I don't have money for a hotel." Of course she didn't. I pulled out my wallet, gave her $200. "Here, that'll cover a few nights. After that, figure it out." This is crazy. Over some stupid apps? It's not about the apps, it's about you using me, about lying, about having one foot out the door while I'm paying for everything. I wasn't using you. Jessica, you rated our relationship a 2 and only brought it to a 6 because of money. Your words. She didn't have a response to that. "I want you out, tonight. Take these boxes. Whatever doesn't fit, you've got until Sunday to get the rest. After that, I'm changing the locks and anything left becomes mine." Legally, since she'd been here over 30 days, I probably should give formal notice. But I was betting she'd leave voluntarily rather than fight it. And I was right. You're being cruel. "I'm being done." She called someone. Whispered conversation. 15 minutes later, a car showed up. She loaded boxes into it, gave me one last look like I was the villain. I closed the door, locked it, found her apartment key on the coffee table where she'd left it. Changed the door code anyway since my building had electronic locks. Then I sat down and felt nothing. Not sad, not angry, just tired. Spent the weekend cleaning the apartment. Found some of her stuff I'd missed. Packed it up. She texted asking when she could get her things. I said Sunday between 2 and 4, I'd leave boxes by the parking lot entrance. Did exactly that. She picked them up. We didn't see each other. Monday she texted. Long message. She was sorry she'd made mistakes, but so had I. Didn't I think we could work through this? She missed me. Could we talk? I didn't respond. Tuesday, another text. She deleted the apps. She realized what she had. Wanted another chance. Blocked her number. Wednesday, she showed up at my building. Buzzer rang. I didn't answer. Thursday, mutual friend Nicole called. Said Jessica was staying with her. Asking if I'd reconsider. Jessica was a mess. Really regretted everything. I told Nicole I appreciated the call, but no, it was done. "I understand," Nicole said. "For what it's worth, Dave and I both think you did the right thing." Friday, which is I got a message from Jessica through Instagram, which I hadn't blocked yet. She needed her mail forwarded. Had some packages coming to my address. I told her to file a change of address with the post office. Anything that came to my place, I'd mark return to sender. She replied saying I was being petty. Blocked her there too. Mike says I handled it perfectly. Dave agrees. Carla told me half the women at her work have been in similar situations, staying with guys who paid for everything while they looked for upgrades. Said I was smart to cut it off fast. I don't feel smart, just feel like I wasted 3 years. But I'm not sad, that's the weird part. I thought I'd be devastated. Instead, I feel lighter, like I was carrying something heavy and finally put it down. My apartment feels more like mine now. I'm not stressed about money, not wondering where she is or what she's doing. Not walking on eggshells. I'm sleeping better, eating better. Actually have energy to do things. Went to the gym yesterday for the first time in months. Felt good. Called my brother, told him what happened. He laughed, said he never liked her anyway. Thought she was fake. Wished he'd said something sooner. Everyone had opinions apparently. No one said anything while we were together. I get it, you don't want to be that person. But now that it's over, the floodgates opened. Stories about things she'd said, ways she'd acted. Red flags everyone saw but stayed quiet about. Mike told me she'd asked him once if he made more money than me. Mike said he shut that down immediately. Didn't tell me at the time because he thought she was just curious. Dave said at one party, Jessica had openly complained to Nicole that I was cheap because I wouldn't buy her a new phone. Her phone was fine. She just wanted the newest one. All these little things adding up. I'm not blameless. I should have had boundaries earlier. Should have split costs better from the start. Should have noticed the dating apps sooner and confronted her then. But I'm done beating myself up about it. She showed me who she was. I finally listened. That game night question was a gift, honestly. Forced everything into the open. No more pretending. The look on her face when she said 2 out of 10 plus 4 for money. Like she thought that was acceptable. Like admitting she was only there for financial support was somehow okay to say out loud. And then trying to grab my phone when I showed the screenshots. That told me everything. Not apologetic, not embarrassed, just angry she got caught. I saw a version of my future where I'd married her, where I'd have been stuck paying alimony, where she'd have taken half my stuff, where I'd have spent years in a dead relationship with someone who saw me as an ATM. Dodged a bullet doesn't cover it. Dodged a missile. Now I'm figuring out next steps. Lease is up in 4 months. Thinking about moving, fresh start somewhere new, maybe a house, build some equity instead of renting. Going to focus on work, maybe travel, do things I couldn't do before because Jessica always needed the money for something else. Mike's girlfriend Carla has a friend she wants to set me up with. I said maybe in a few months. Not ready yet. Need time to just be me for a while. But I'm not opposed to dating eventually. Just going to be smarter about it. Set boundaries early. Split things fairly. Pay attention to actions, not words. And never ever move in with someone without clear financial agreements in writing. Lesson learned. Look and learn. Looking back at that game night, the moment I fled board and saw her too, something crystallized. All the doubt, all the questions, all the wondering if I was wrong, gone. She told me exactly what I was worth to her. 2 out of 10, plus 4 for money. So I showed her exactly what she was worth to me. 0. Fair trade.